Hey guys, and welcome to my very first video in my Clash of Clans guide and tutorial playlist. Now, in this video I'm going to go over some of the basics of Clash of Clans, some of the buttons on screen right now, and how I want you to approach this playlist. So first off, I want you to approach this playlist not as a hard set in stone guide for beating the game. You can do a lot of stuff that I'm not going to show you in this guide and you'll be just fine. This is just something you can use and refer to if you're in a pinch and you need to learn something quickly, or if you just don't want to experiment and find out stuff for yourself. You just want to stick with what people have already discovered in the past. So that's how I want you to use this. So let's get started in looking at some of the buttons. First off, let's look at this blue button by my name up top. I'm Sigma. So under this button, you can see clan invites, and it's green. You can choose to receive invitations from other clans. You can turn this off or on. If it's green, it's on. If it's red, it's off. And this means you cannot be invited by just anyone. If it's green, you can. Clan Wars works the same way. If you have it red, it means your leader will not put you in Clan Wars unless he actually wants you to be in them. And it will default to not being in Clan Wars. So if you want to do Clan Wars a lot, you should keep this green. If you are going on a trip or something and you're not going to be accessing the game a lot, you should really turn this red. Next is this little pencil button with the 3 dashes beside it, and this kind of shows your preference on how you like to play the game. You can click 3 of these and it will kind of tell everyone who you are and what your identity is. So going down here is the achievements page, and it kind of shows you what you've achieved in the game. It's not super important. It's a great way to make gems easily. Right here are your heroes. It's not going to be important until a lot later. One thing that you need to keep as updated as possible is this part of the screen right here. You see the pictures of all the troops? That shows how upgraded your troops are, and it's how people will look at you to see how good you are at attacking, because you're only as good as your troops are. So you need to keep this updated to as high level as you can get them, as much as the time as possible. The next tab is My Clan. And this has your clan description, your clan information, and all the members of your clan. It also has the war log, which logs all your wins, losses, and draws in war. And you can also click on the builder base tab, and it shows everyone's builder bases, but nothing else changes. Next off, you can go to this clans button. You can look up clans to join, or you just want to look at some clans for any reason whatsoever. In this bookmarks tab, it lets you bookmark clans that you like. So let's say I take this clan off the bookmark and bookmark removed. Let's go back and they will no longer be there. So those clans that you kind of put a note on so you can look back at them later. Next, this is social tab, is your friend list. And it also lets you send friend requests and view your own friend requests. It also lets you search players using their hashtag ID. So the next thing I want to show you is this trophy button. And what this is, it has to do with the game ranking system. And it starts with bronze, silver, gold, crystal, master, champion, titan, and then legend league. And this kind of shows how good you are at attacking, but you can exploit this. So it's not a hard, fast rule that if someone's in bronze league, they aren't really good. They could be in bronze league because they want to be in bronze league. So don't judge people by their league most of the time, because someone in gold league might be really, really good. Next tab is top clans. This shows the clans that have the most trophies in the game. You get rewards based on how many trophies you have in the top ranks. First place gets 50,000, second 30,000, third 15,000. It's very, very unlikely you'll get there. Next is local, and it does this with people who are in your area of the earth. So if you are living in the United States, you'll be ranked along with a lot of other clans in the United States. So top players, it shows you the players with the most trophies in the game. In Clan War League, it shows you the clans that participated in Clan War League and did the best in a specific season. So the next button is this envelope here, and this logs all your defenses. It's when people attack you, it shows you their attacks. It also logs your attacks that you do, and you can get information from your inbox. If your clan wants to send you and everyone else a specific piece of information, they'll probably use this, and this is where you view that. So next is this ... tab. Now this is your clan chat. On this clan chat screen, you can click view recording, which makes it to where you can see your clan. Brings you there. The next thing you can do is challenge. This lets you practice against your teammates so you can prepare for competitive play. And next thing you have is this ... thing right here that lets you talk in the chat. In this part right here, this little guy with the sword, that lets you request troops, which is a big thing in this game. You want to request troops before all competitive attacks, because the result of your attack is not just an individual thing. Your attack affects the performance of the entire clan. So the entire clan needs to help you do your attacks correctly. The next button is this double swords, and this is where you view any competitive play aspects of the game. The next button is the bottle and sword, and this is where you view armies that you have made and all that information. The next thing is this attack button with 5 stars that look like they're not full, and this is where you do multiplayer battles. This is how you'll get loot, practice, although a lot of the practice things in here aren't very good, so I don't recommend using that. I recommend using stuff that your clan can help you with and not relying on this that much. And it has the campaign, which it's not really that good for anything, to be honest. And then the multiplayer, which lets you view other people's bases and find someone to attack. So the next button is this little grayed out thing, and that's season challenges. You won't be able to unlock that until Town Hall 7, so I won't go over that now. I'll go over that when we get to that point. The next thing I want to bring attention to is this little face at the top of the screen with a 2-2 beside it. This is your builders, and it shows you what available upgrades you have at the moment. It's very useful. I recommend clearing all of this out before upgrading your Town Hall at all. And the next thing I want to show you is this shield button right next to it. And this lets you see the amount of time until personal breaks, which is until you get kicked off the game. And it lets you see how much time you have left until you are at risk of being attacked if you log out. The next thing I want to show you is the resource buttons, and it lets you kind of see how your max resources and how much you have. Usually you won't be clicking on those. The next thing I want to show you is this bulletin board down at the bottom, and this shows you the news and events that Supercell has planned. Not that your clan has planned, but what Supercell has planned for the future. The next thing is the shop here, and this lets you buy new buildings, spend Clan War League medals, which I'll go over in more detail in another video, and lets you buy shields in gems. I highly recommend you never use this treasure shop and you never use this shield shop, because you won't get much from that. The next thing I want to show you is the Skirs. This lets you turn on and off music and sound effects, It also lets you switch accounts if you're using Google Play Sign-In like I am. It's really useful, has a lot of good information here, and is something that it's good to take the time to get familiar with. Next thing, and the last button on the screen, is this hand with the arrows going to the right and up. It lets you change your base design for your home village, which gets attacked by multiplayer battles, and for your war base, which gets attacked in war, competitive play. It lets you make multiple designs and lets you figure out which ones work the best. That's about it for now with the buttons. So I'm going to go over some of the more important aspects of the buildings you have early on. So this clan castle is where you view your requested troops. It's also where you request your troops, where this clan castle full little icon is. That's where you would request troops if you didn't have it full. It also has your treasury, which shows you how much loot you have from competitive play. This loot is much safer. It cannot be stolen from other players while it's in that treasury. The next big thing is the barracks here and train troops. This lets you train troops for war, and this is something you should be getting familiar with early on. For now, that's all I have to talk about and all that you should be getting familiar with. In the next one, I'm going to show you how to attack competitively in war at Town Hall Level 3 and cover the aspects you need to know to do that well. I will see you then.